What's up, everybody? It's Vicious here, and we're gonna take a little bit of Choctopus's gameplay. That's this dude's name, Choctopus. This is the person that's recorded the video. There's a couple of things I wanted to comment on in terms of like the gameplay for Sonic X Shadow Generations, and this game is looking pretty cool. I gotta change the audio back again. There we go. Anyway, yeah. So Shadow. You know what? I'm just gonna call it Shadow Generations because, dude, I'm not trying to like really play Sonic Generations in 2024. Honestly, like I bought Sonic Generations I think last year or the year before for PC because I was like, man, you know what? I can't wait to try the mods for this game. Got tired of it, and this is a little bit different. From what I can see, it looks like the level design is pretty decent. I don't have the game in my hands, but like let's just watch him play for a little bit, right? I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but just little presentation flourishes, like Shadow doing chaos control, doing a little teleport like he did in the Shadow the Hedgehog intro back in his own game. You know, it was really cool. You know, it was cool seeing that. It's like Sega's actually getting into their bag, and I can really appreciate that. He does have boosts, as you can see. It looks like the boost is pretty fluid, like, and it looks like you can wall run there. It looks like a couple of path choices that you can have. I really like that he does all those teleports. It's really cool. And he's getting more than just that in this game. Evidently, he's going to get some more powers as time goes along, which is great. That's kind of how Sonic Adventure was. And that's the era that Shadow kind of came up in, right? Sonic Adventure 2. So cool, man. It's so cool. Looks like R2 is going to be the boost button, which is fine. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. And this is Colony Arc, so this is a Final Rush, right? It would have to be Final Rush. I love the chaos control, man. I love that it slows down time because in Shadow the Hedgehog, if you don't know, chaos control is like a method of getting through a stage really fast, and it could like kind of mess up your playthrough depending on what type of ending you're trying to get. But chaos control just slows down time. Well, it doesn't slow down time; it just stops time, like you know you would imagine. It's just so cool. It's so cool that they actually put that in the game. One of the things that I've always, well, not always, but one of the things that I've thought about Shadow's gameplay, ever since seeing a couple of fan games, like, you know, I'm gonna catch some heat from this, but what's that one game? Sonic, I forget the name of that fan game. It got a lot of flack because the company or the people that ended up making it, I guess they were like really creepy. What was the name of it? I want to say Revelations or something. It was a fan game, and they gave Shadow the Hedgehog, they gave him teleports, they gave him chaos control, chaos spear, they gave him all his chaos abilities. And I've always thought, like, since I've seen that, like, you know what, that's how a game with Shadow and Sonic should be made. Shadow should not be a clone of Sonic. Shadow should have all these abilities, and they shouldn't be shy about it because, you know, that's what makes Shadow Shadow. They couldn't make that possible back in the day when Shadow was, you know, conceived for Sonic Adventure 2, but now they definitely can do that, and they are doing it. I just hope that they keep this up. They keep this energy. And the way they should balance it out is they should make Sonic more agile than Shadow. Like, I think that Shadow should have adventure-style stages in Sonic. If they want to keep him with a boost-style stages and give him a little adventure style every now and again, that's cool. But they should give him more agile stuff. Like, I think Sonic should have some wall jumping and wall running. He should have parkour mechanics where, as Shadow, should just play exactly like how they have him here. High speed if you want to. If you're very skilled, you can pretty much, you know, go to different routes. And we're just going to fast forward. I don't want to take all this fella's footage. This is so cool. The presentation is amazing. Like, why didn't Sonic Frontiers look this good? Sonic Frontiers is like the first game on next gen technology, and it looks nowhere near as good as this. That is so cool. I'm assuming that he's trying to turn the camera and the camera's not turning well. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Okay. That's the end of the stage, and then he does this fight with Bio Lizard. I love that. Really leaning into this gen and leaning into, like, making creative decisions that they probably wanted to make back when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, but they couldn't because, it was too complicated. Let's look at this, man. That's so cool. Slow down time in the boss fight. And he does a little Sonic Frontiers combo. I love it. I'm glad that they didn't put Shadow in Sonic Frontiers, though, because they messed every other character up in Sonic Frontiers. I'm not going to lie to you. At least in my estimation. Alright, like I said, I don't want to take all this fella's footage. Just want to look at a couple of things. Look at that. Oh yeah, he gets Chaos Spear. So here's something that I have thought for a while. I was thinking that they should give him Chaos Spear instead of, his gun. And they should remake Shadow the Hedgehog just with him with different Chaos Spear abilities. Like, okay, instead of giving him a pistol, just give him a default Chaos Spear. And instead of a machine gun, maybe he gets an upgrade where he can change into, using Chaos Spear as some sort of, automatic rifle instead. I think it's a good idea. They could definitely get away with, like, making another Shadow the Hedgehog game. Oh, this was really cool. I want to show this. Like, this is in, like, one of the previews, but I just thought that this was so cool. There we go. Send it back. Hold that. Here we go. End him. That was crazy. They made this really cinematic. You know what? They should really have just made this a Shadow Generations game. I'm not getting this for Sonic. And I don't think anybody else should either. Like, they made Shadow so cool. They really leaned into what made Shadow, or what makes Shadow so cool. They gave him all the abilities that we wish he would have had in Sonic Adventure 2. They tweaked the abilities that they had given him in Shadow the Hedgehog. And, he's just leaning into the character that we want to play with. And that's something that they should do for Sonic as well. They should do that with every character. They bring Knuckles back and make him like a full-fledged character. I want Knuckles to be strong. I want Knuckles to have, like, good combat mechanics. Not like in Sonic Frontiers. I want this dude to have combos. I want him to be on the ground with, like, some invul when he's fighting. Give him a health gauge. Maybe make it so he doesn't have, like, the same vulnerabilities other characters has. Like, he runs into an enemy and, he's automatically hurt. I don't want to see that with Knuckles. Knuckles is tougher than most of the Sonic cast. So, things like that would be cool. Tails. I mean, if Tails wants to get into a mech, that's fine. But I would love to play with Tails where flying is not something that is very restricting to him. You know what I mean? I want Tails to be able to fly a good distance without getting tired. I don't want him to just get tired and then, think of some platforming challenges with him flying. You know what I mean? And they might have did that with Sonic Frontiers. I don't know. I didn't really play that game too much when they did the DLC. It was kind of dead in the water for me. But that's all I got to say about this. I almost call it Shadow the Hedgehog too. Shadow Generations is pretty cool. Check out, I don't know much about this fella, Choctopus. Has 767k subs, so must be a big deal. But yeah, thanks for the footage. glad that we got somebody playing this that was pretty good at showing it off. So that's it.